Hi Diddly Ho, it's Brett Stone. Tonight I wanted to do a video and highlight a portion of my collecting and what I collect, or more like what I have collected in the past, and then show off some cards near the end of this video. But I'm going to tell a little story first about my collecting. If you've watched some of my videos, you know that I collect baseball cards, um, and primarily Cubs, primarily Ryne Sandberg and other superstars as far back into the 70s to current, but mostly around that Sandberg era is what I focus on. But I've enjoyed collecting all kinds of baseball cards, but I've also collected basketball and football cards. And tonight, I wanted to talk about my football card collecting over the years. I grew up in rural Pennsylvania, and there wasn't a lot of opportunity to pick up baseball cards, football cards, basketball cards. So I had to look for those rare opportunities when there was a card show, or when we actually went to town, or however I could. I had a neighbor, and that's where the card collecting bug first got me. Was He was my friend, and we collected cards together, and we would trade. Uh, Even though it was hard for me to give up some cards, we did trade sometimes, but we'd also buy cards. We'd go to card shows together, and we'd split the box. He'd get the one half of the 82 Donruss, and I'd get the other half of packs and open them together, that kind of thing. He always had more football cards than I did, and a YouTube video that I watched the other day reminded me of sitting in his bedroom on the floor trading football cards. So that's sort of the thing that spurred me on to do this video today. I collected football cards primarily in the late 70s, early 80s, and then again more recently, sometime before 2016, maybe 2000 through 2013 or so. I was heavy into collecting Eagles. So I still have a lot, or almost all of my Eagle cards, and I kept some of the better star cards that I have, and I wanted to show you. I've kept them, and they all pretty much now go down into three different containers. This one is all Eagles, featuring, and I'll someday maybe I'll do another, but some of my favorite players like Reggie White. And then this box has all of the star cards that I've had or kept over the years. About a year ago, I sold off the majority of it. I had thousands of football cards. And then this is the third box. And this is all stars, current stars, and recent stars of Eagles. I'm sorry, these are all Eagles. So these two boxes are Eagles. All of my non-Eagles fit into this one shoe box, essentially. So back to trading with my friend John Brock. He lived about a mile away, and we traded football cards and baseball cards primarily. And he had more football cards than I did, honestly. His dad would go to this one place and buy full boxes for him. So I have limited of those, but that's what I'm going to show you here in just a few minutes when I turn the camera around. But the other part to this is that I was the Mangini collection video that I was watching the other night that he did recently on, and he was showing his football cards. He was showing mostly 79 tops, and that brought back memories of those cards. And so I wanted to pull those out. I want to show you those, and I want to show you some of my other vintage football cards and a few Eagles cards that I have. Maybe some other day, like I said, I'll do something more in depth on my other Eagle cards. But Mangini did his video, and then I saw Wade Boggs Fan, another YouTuber, did a video recently, and he showed off his cards, and he had quite a few 79s, and I just thought that was really cool. And I enjoy watching both of those YouTubers, so you should check them out. And Mangini, he doesn't always say it this way, but he always talks about something, and then he says, you know what else I like to do? I like to go look at some football cards. So let's do that. Okay, let's show some baseball cards. The first one is a 1970 Fran Tarkenton, made by Topps. I believe this is a game card, they call that. And there's a Zonka. So these are some of the very oldest that I have, and I'm going to just show you mainly some stars that I have. It's a 71, I believe. I don't know as well on these baseball or football cards as I do baseball cards. Tony Dorsett. This is from a 78 set, and I remember getting these cards at one of my very first card show that I went to as a kid. And there's Bob Greasy, Stanley Morgan, wide receiver, the father, Archie Manning, Earl Weaver, rookie card. And this is one of the cards that I saw Mangini had, and I'm not sure that Wade Boggs Fan had this one, but I think he had a Earl Campbell. That's an Earl Campbell rookie card. James Lofton. I believe Mangini showed this card as well. That's a Staubach Bradshaw. Two of the best quarterbacks of the time. One of my friends was a Cowboys fan, so here's another Steeler card. Franco from 79. AFC champions. Ronnie Lott rookie card. These are 82s. I remember buying these in rack packs. It's a sticker card of Terry Bradshaw. And there's John Elway rookie card. I don't have the real Dan Marino rookie card, but this is from that same year and set, I believe. So I put it in a rookie card holder. Walter Payton, Sweetness. One of the best wide receivers of all time. Jerry Rice, record breaker. And this one is in with my football cards, even though it's a baseball card. It's Russell Wilson. And then some Eagles. So these are some of my vintage Eagles. I need to do some research on these players. I don't know a lot about them. They were before my time. I believe this is 70, maybe it's 1970 version. A tight end for the Eagles back in the day. David Loy, middle linebacker. It's a running back. I like that style. That's the 71, I believe. Defensive end, I like these little cartoon type guys that are on the front of these. Kind of funny. And Tom Dempsey recently passed away. So that's kind of a cool card. mustache. Herman Edwards rookie card. Harold Carmichael. So another one of the great Eagles. I got quite a few of his cards that I've collected. This guy they made a movie about, Invincible. That's his rookie card. I got that card after the movie came out, but didn't cost me too much. I like that one. And then just in general, the football players that I today would collect if I had the resources. There's three main ones. One is Kurt Warner. And the thing that these three players have in common is that they're all Christians. So this is the only one that's not an Eagle, Kurt Warner. I've got a few copies of this card and a few copies of his cards as well. Maybe I'll show off some other time. And Carson Wentz. I would definitely collect more of his cards if I had the time and money. And probably my all-time favorite football player, because I don't consider Bo Jackson a football player as much as I do a baseball player, but Reggie White. So that concludes how I collect or did collect football cards. Thank you for watching.